Once again.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Sunday Style TV. It's your girl Sunday Style, recording from the Gambia. Well, I'm in Nigeria, based in the Gambia, and also a traveler as well. So, but I usually just based in the Gambia. So, well, in this channel, we cook, we tell stories, we put on some more or less of a Nigerian, Gambian based actress movies, one of the best in this channel. But this channel is quite interesting, trust me. And then if you haven't joined the family yet, kindly click on that red subscribe button below and click on the bell to get notified whenever I post it. You're gonna be showing up any movies. And today we're not gonna be cooking, but today we're gonna be telling story. Yeah. There's this story I heard about a seer and a homeless beggar. Yes, the story really touched me a lot. Like, I enjoyed what I heard about it and the kind of impact, as in the kind of impact and the kind of huge power the story carries. Yes, I need to share it to the world. Like, I need to share it with you guys because if the story could help me this much, it can equally do something to you. When you hear about the story, do something with it, share it with your friends and families, and trust me, you're gonna change your life. Yes, you're going to really change your life. Okay, what am I trying to say here? There is this homeless beggar who is so poor. He's a very poor man who lives on the street and beg on the street. So
One day there was a homeless man who has been
every
trying
time
to gather food.
the beggar will always gather food. Each time he keeps saving food, like he keeps saving money to get enough food for himself from the money that he must have collected from people. But every time the food keep missing. Who is stealing from me? I have a home and the little one that I'm just saving, then people are coming to steal it from me. So one day he saw a mouse. He caught the mouse who used to steal his food. And then, back then, stories done over like one on one. Humans used to talk to animals, and the animals used to talk to humans. You can understand them, you can know what they were trying to say and what they were trying to
And he asked the mouse, "Why are you stealing from me?"
inspire to you. So then the homeless man asked the mouse, like, why are you stealing from me? You could have at least steal from the rich people, and it won't even have any effect on them. Go to their stores, you take as much food as you want. I am just a homeless beggar. Then the mouse told him that it is in your destiny for you to just have only 5 things in your possession. You cannot have more than that. Be it food, be it money, even if it is money, it can only be maybe in one naira is going to be 5 naira, or in coins in dollars. Let me just put it in dollars in the Gambia here. So it's going to be one dollar say, then it's going to be $5 say. Then if you're going to be getting like for $5 say or for 5 naira, then the only thing you can only possess is just only 25 naira. So if it is food or cups of things, or maybe like rice, you bought like 10 cups of rice, so the only thing you can have in your possession is only 5 cups in your possession. Then the homeless man asked, why is my destiny like that? Then the mouse said, I don't know. I don't have answer to your question. You go to the seer on top of the mountain and ask. I believe you will have answer to your question. Then the homeless man decided to embark on the journey up to the mountain to see the seer who can give answers to his question. So then the next morning he embarked. And while going up to the mountain, it was just a very far and a long journey to meet up with this seer who can actually give answers to everyone's questions. People travel down all the way, no matter where you are from. This is the man. He's more or less like a messiah who have answers to all questions. Even the chief priests bow to him. They go to him to ask for answers. So he's more or less like a messiah. So the mouse directed him there. So while going on this journey,
Right, so the homeless man goes on his journey in search to
he was
find the
so
seer.
tired and late at night. And then the homeless man ended up in a wealthy home where he chose to pass the night because so he asked that, please, I'm on a long journey going to see the seer place and I'm very late. Please, can I pass the night here? Tomorrow I'll continue my journey. They let him in and told him, okay, he can actually spend the night. So in the morning, when he was about to go, the mother of the child asked, please, we have a question for you. Please, can you help us ask the seer the question for us? Then the homeless man asked, what question would you want me to ask for you? Head back, I'll give you feedback. Then the homeless man continues his journey. The homeless man keeps on continuing. He just crosses from sea to sea and gets to one mountain like that where he can no longer cross. Unfortunately for him, he was quite lucky to have met a wizard who is just standing by. And the wizard decided to help him up and cross to the other side of the mountain. And then the wizard asked, young man, where are you going? The homeless man said, I have a question for the seer about my destiny. I don't understand what is wrong with me. So I needed to ask, I seek answers to know what is the solution to get hold of my destiny in a better way. Then the wizard said, oh, I'm happy and I'm glad I met you. I also have a question for the seer. Please, can you help me? Then the homeless man said, sure, you just help me. Why not?
So the next morning, he goes and continues his journey across and sees a series of mountains. He climbs up and he meets a wizard, and the wizard decides to use his
What
staff.
question do I have to ask for you? The wizard said, I've been trying to go to heaven since past years now. I don't know what is wrong. Please, can you kindly help me and ask your question for you?
And the wizard asked the young man, where are you going and what have you decided to cross these mountains?
Now
And the
the
young man
homeless man
said,
continued his journey and met with his last obstacle where he came across a big river he cannot cross. But luckily for him, he met with a giant turtle who was able to help him and cross over to the dry land. And then the turtle asked, young man, where are you going all alone in this wilderness? And then the homeless man said, I have a question for the seer about my destiny. I'm sick and tired of the way I'm living, so I need answers. And then
which is a river that he cannot cross. Luckily, he meets with a giant turtle who decides to take him across the
the
river.
turtle now said, can I equally give you a question for me? Then he said, what question would you want me to ask for you? The turtle said, I've lived in this world. And then the homeless man said, "Don't worry, you've actually helped me for crossing over. I will definitely ask your question." And then he continued, "I finally met with the seer." As soon as the young man got to where the seer is, there were lots and lots of people over there seeking for questions to for their problems and for their destiny. And now the seer looked at everyone and found that a lot of people there and tell them that I will only answer 3 questions each from everyone. So think carefully. And then the homeless beggar was shocked and think and said, "What? I have 4 questions." Has lived 1,000 years trying to go to heaven, and he thought of the young girl who have lived her whole life, a whole of 6 time again and come ask his own question. And then
The homeless man finally met with the seer, and the seer tells everyone that he will only answer 3 questions and he has 4 questions to ask. He thinks about the thought to living 500 years trying to become a dragon. The wizard has been living for 1,000 years trying to get to heaven, and the girl that's lived her whole life unable to speak. And then he said to himself that I am just a homeless beggar. I can just go back home and continue.
he started by asking for the questions of others and leaving his own behind. Then the seer answered him according to his question. Wizard, he is unwilling to leave his staffs. He carries a staff all around, and that staff has become an anchor and the homeless man walk back home and then go to the tortoise straight away and tell him, "You just have to remove your shell. If you remove your shell, you will definitely become a dragon." They thought to remove his shell and gave it to the homeless man. And inside the shell were priceless pearls, the pearls that were found deepest part of the ocean. You will have to go in deep of the ocean before you see such pearls. And the top took the pearls and gave it to the homeless man and tell him, "Thank you. I no longer need this. Now I have become a dragon and I'm going." And the homeless man continued with his journey and went up to the mountain to meet up with the wizard. And the wizard said, "Did you get answers to my question?" The homeless man said, "Yes." "Well, you answer to your question is for you to take off your stuff. If you're able to get rid of your stuff, you will definitely go to heaven. Just remove your stuff and you will go to heaven. The wizard took his staff and handed it over to the homeless man and said, I no longer need it. And then he fly to heaven. He continued. The homeless man returned to the family that gave him shelter when he first started his journey and went to meet them and said, hey, your daughter will definitely speak as soon as she sees her soulmate. So why saying that the daughter stepped downstairs and saw the homeless man and said, was this not the man that was here last week, mommy? Wow, they were all shocked that a young girl was able to speak after seeing the homeless man. So
he goes back to the family that gave him shelter and he tells them that the seer said your daughter will speak as soon as she set his eyes on her soulmate. And the daughter came downstairs. It is that was
the girl and the once homeless man have now become soulmates from there. Now, what is the moral of the story? Wow. A homeless man who was on his way to find solution to his problem encountered a lot of obstacles and could not even answer his own question. But then his problem was actually solved. He got wealth and lots of it. Something that even when he sells it, generation upon generation to come, we don't even finish up the money. He got it from the turtle and equally got power from the wizard as the wizard handed him over his staff. And then he finally got his soulmate because the girl in question was a princess and now he has become a king of a kingdom. You know, this story actually taught us a whole lot of things. But to me, I would say being humble. Yeah, being humble and sometimes trying to put people first before you. Yes, I know in life, like people will say, your life first, you first. In anything you do, you should always put yourself first in everything you do. But sometimes you have to put yourself behind and put people front before you and actually try to reason what they are going through. Sometimes for you to get something, you need to give out something. If you want to become a lion, you have to leave your comfort zone to become a lion. The turtle needed to become a dragon. He left his shell just to become a dragon. The angel wanted to go to heaven. He left his staff, who is giving him all the powers he needed in the world. Whatever it is he called on, it's been answered, but just one thing has refused to come to him as he has always wanted, for him to go to heaven. And that same staff that has been granting all of his requests, when he said it is like this, it is going to be like that. It is like that, it's going to be like that. And that same staff has been unable to. And in order to find true love, you must become someone who is willing to put others before yourself. When you're alone and when you're lost in deep thoughts, sometimes your problems might be big. But if we look into other people's life, other people who don't have as much opportunity as us, who has it worse than us, then you will see that sometimes that your problems will even seem so smaller than that of theirs. And if we're willing to lend a hand to those who are struggling more than us, and we are willing to help them, it may actually change the course of your life and your destiny, and the universe will repay you in such a way that you would never imagine. People out there would think like you actually did some kind of this first. You try to put other people's problem. Don't get me wrong, some people are so much ungrateful. Like when you try to put their problems before you, it always end up becoming bad. Like what you did was actually bad. You end up regretting why you did that at the first place, why you actually had. But don't let go. Yes, don't ever stop in trying to help people, because while you are putting them first, while you keep solving, the universe keeps watching you and it's preparing a better off and a good thing for you along. It will definitely to the people, apart from the ones that did not appreciate the good ones that you have done or your help that you render, but those ones that accepted your good with wholeheartedly, those ones that their problem, listen to them. Try to listen to them and know what they are going to, what they are going through. If it is within your power, do something as at that moment. It may not pay you immediately, but it will definitely pay you back. I am a living witness to this, and I can actually tell you that something good is on the way. Hope this story actually helps you a lot. Don't give up. Yes, don't. It might take time, but trust me, it will definitely pay. That good you were doing, don't just because others don't really appreciate your good and you turn back on others. You might end up regretting it, trust me. But when you continue doing, the universe, well, I hope my story actually creates something to you all. I love you guys. I love you all. My name is Sandra, also known as Sandra's Staff. So, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, can you subscribe and do that right now for more and more stories on the way? A story that will always keep you going in life, a story that would never make you give up easily, a story that you would always love, teach your children, share with your families and friends, as people that you know that are going through tough times. Will always come up with stories and giving you instances of what life is all about and how it can really change your life in a better of way. Okay? All right. See you guys next week.